All right. What's up, everybody? This is D. My baby, she gonna be over here in a minute. Shannon. We're gonna do something new for y'all. Something that we do every day already. So it's not new to us. It's just new to you guys. And this is for anybody who wants to listen. Anybody that is dealing with health issues, finance, relationships with friends, family, maybe a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. Just life in general is what we're going to be talking about. And we call this right here expression sessions. It sounds funny flowing off the tongue like that. It's expression sessions. And it's just our points of view, hers, mine, and you can take it or leave it. But it's just a natural thing for me to want to help people, to try to give them a good point of view, a better point of view, if they're looking down on themselves or something like that. So, and baby, you were in nursing.
Yeah, I think we decided to do this because we both feel like we're healers at our core. And I don't mean that to sound like there's
like
some no, nothing like that. Just that through, I think, our own personal experiences with being wounded and then having to learn about real healing. I especially got huge contrast through a nursing career, so I know what healing is and I know what healing is not. And that contrast and that journey brought us here and brought us together,
right,
in our relationship. And now one of the beautiful things about us coming together in our relationship is a piece that we're going to share with others that perhaps didn't know about it before we're going to share it with everybody. But yeah, dancing is a part of it, but this is going to be something else we're going to add to the mix here.
Yeah, my point of view on what I'm going to be talking about is just basically my experiences, and that's all I could really give you.
Me too.
My experiences, things that I've gone through, and how I've come out of it, and how I went through it. And I mean, it sounds simple, just saying it like that, but it's a lot of work.
Definitely.
That you have to put in order to have clarity, the right kind of clarity, and then from there things can get even more amazing for you. But clarity is definitely one of the biggest things that you need to everybody needs to grab a hold of.
Definitely.
So with that, I guess we're gonna start off with so many topics.
Yeah, what topic you want to start with today?
Relationships.
Okay.
I just want to say, I've lived almost 40 years on this earth, and I've wanted for so long, to find the right ingredients for my life, the right people in it, the right things to be doing. I wanted so bad to have the American dream, I guess you could say, and I've put a lot of things in front of that, as time went on. When I was young, I knew exactly what I wanted to do, but as time went on, I think a lot of unguided things started happening. If you don't have somebody to show you a certain direction to go,
right,
then you're gonna be wide open to go in a lot of different directions, and that's exactly what I did. In doing that, though, it gave me the experience to know what I know now.
Right.
So.
Right.
That's what qualifies me to say what I'm about to say, and it's just our conversation. We do this every morning, so it won't be forced. It won't be anything, no prejudice really, because we're not really prejudiced people at all. We just have our opinions on what we have our opinions about, and for the most part, it's everything we say is coming from love.
Definitely.
You know, it's not about thinking we're better
No.
than anybody or having a big head. It's just about for those who need it.
Yes.
Some words of encouragement, some better ideas and better ways to see things, and just give you a different point of view on how to live this life, because the way it's set up is set up against us.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to get into that too.
Okay. So as far as relationships, where do you want to start on that topic? Meaning,
well, we don't really have to start anywhere. It's just basically.
Well, I guess I'm not trying to cut you off, but I was thinking of we had an experience this morning, and we have lots of experiences about this, and I think it was inspiring. It made me think about relationships and where they can detour you or encourage you from your dreams and the type of life that you want to live, and the components that you want in it. And one of the big topics that has come up and been a huge theme, just for me personally lately, in various forms, has been substances, in particular alcohol. We were talking about alcohol a little bit earlier before we even start, and what those kind of things do to impact relationships. Maybe, and it's my opinion that if you get into anything that you're substituting with any substance, the root usually is that you're trying to fill a void with either an unsatisfactory relationship or a relationship that you don't have currently in your life, and that you're trying to fill the void or trying to heal a wound,
right,
from one that you know had in your past. So, you know, I've seen a lot of that close up and personal. In particular, how alcohol is a good thing to start out if you're trying to, find a little bit of relaxation, that kind of thing. It's just when it starts to impact your life in a different way, it affects the quality of relationships and the type of things that you draw around you, whether it's alcohol or anything else that's, a toxic anything.
Right.
It starts to impact
how I see
everywhere.
It with a relationship, it's I totally understand what you mean with the alcohol, because I was, a big drinker. As far as, I had my share of strong drinks like vodka, Red Bull, like that was one of my main drinks, vodka and Red Bull. I had vodka rockin' nights. I would call my friends up, it's another vodka rockin' night, yo, let's do that there. And I like beer. It went with the game. It went with the party life, the club life. It made me feel like, like you should feel like when you drinking and you with your friends. It felt good in the sense of the unity that I had and the fun that I had with the people that I was with, and doing that. I mean, I did it for so long. I'm almost 40 in a few months, so you can imagine from 21 on up. Yeah, because I didn't really start drinking till I think I was 20. Actually, I was almost 21, and from drinking from that point on all the way up until my mid 30s, almost like you could really say my late 30s, because last year basically I stopped drinking on New Year's, and that was a plan of mine, but I drank the night before. And
New Year's Eve.
Yeah, New Year's Eve. And
like
I
most of us
planned
do.
on quitting New Year's Day because I was smoking Black and Milds and I was drinking beers back to back pretty much every day, if not every other day, like 2 beers at night. And I'm talking about like 22, sometimes a 32 ounce, and it was just the relaxation of it. I like to kick back. I like to watch the games that was on, sports. If you don't really have anything to do, then that's the thing to do. You know what I mean? Because you just want to.
And it seems that this is the other thing we were talking about, that it's interesting how those things go together. Because from our perspectives and living our lives separately before we came together, we're both artists, so to perform, it's in a venue where alcohol is
a driving force.
Is definitely the driving force. And in culture, this culture, it is the socially acceptable, drug of choice. If you really think about that, you're gonna get together, and just like you were saying, it goes with the football game and the fellas watching the game,
right.
And all those things have been marketed to us and psychologically tied in as part of what a relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think, that's I guess where I'm going with this is that there's a different perspective, especially for me. I as many years as I bartended and saw it so clearly and in my face. There's other ways in which to have relationship that don't have to include alcohol. And just because we're talking about alcohol in this particular instance, it's just because it's so common and it was so prevalent in the environments that we're all in, really. But especially for us artists, most of the venues that you're going to perform in is going to be in these type of venues. They're bars,
right.
They're clubs.
I mean,
and it's so different than what
artists, y'all need to know that it's not just dance that we've done. I've been an artist my whole life. She has too. That's how we know each other.
Right.
We were actually in a band together back in the day called Mission Play, and we performed all over Rockford and for some pretty big venues and some pretty big celebrity names and that whole thing. But she's been an artist her whole life. I've been my whole life, won my whole life. But the thing is, I couldn't give myself that respect. I couldn't give myself the respect of being the artist that I was because I put limitations on myself. And having her in my life shows me that she's the woman for me. I found out she was the woman for me, I mean, in such a short amount of time that you can ask anybody of my past relationships. For me to commit, it's like, it's almost like I'm getting into this prison situation that I'm not sure, I want to get into. It's like all these reservations in my head that are holding me back is because I knew and I know what I want. It's just when you know what you want, your head's in, you know what I mean? But sometimes when you're in a relationship and it's lasted for a long time, you wind up growing in the process, and
yes.
Two people could be going the same way for a long time and then come to a point to where they want something different and you want something different. So you've learned what you've learned from each other, and now you need to expand, both of you.
Right.
So that's what happened to me, and I had rules, as far as a relationship. I didn't want a relationship with anybody. You can ask all my friends that I hung out with last year. I mean, I went to Florida. I was down here. I mean, I literally had rules. No girlfriend. And if you go back to my Facebook page for 2013, you will probably see that at least 5 to 10 times where I was on there saying, I don't want a girlfriend. And the reason for that is because my mom passed, first of all. I was healing from that. And then I was in a 10-year relationship before my mom passed. I had broken up. It had been since I think September of 2011 is when we broke up. But I was still healing from that. From 2011 is when I started the process till, when my mom passed in May of 2012, I was still healing. And I winded up starting back from zero because I left my last relationship with nothing but with clothes. I left with just 3 suitcases, I think, and everything else I left behind. I had to get on the plane and come and see how my mom was doing, and she was in a coma at the time, and we winded up losing my mom in the sense of the physical, but she's still here with us. I did my healing on that, and I did my healing from my past relationship, and that's why I had the rule up for no girlfriend. It was important for me to get back to ground zero. I don't even like using that word. Get back to me,
right.
Who I really am. And it started with my breakup, having enough courage to do that for myself when I realized, we both did, it was a mutual thing, that we weren't really going where we wanted to go with each other anymore. Right. So once you do that, and you whether it's mutual, whether one person says it, you have to face it. And it's painful because of what you've built together. It's painful because of the memories and things you've done, your friends. But what's more important, to stay in and not really feel like you're living the life that you really should live, and getting the love that you feel like you really should have.
Right.
Because, you guys can't go any further together.
Right.
So, but we still have love for each other, and that's a beautiful thing. But once I made those decisions, I had to get back in touch with who I was. I had gained weight. I had stopped doing the things that I cared about. I wasn't doing my art as much. I was...
And all those things you're describing, so many people, I can relate to what you're saying. I'm sure a whole lot of other people can too, is that... and this is, I think, a huge point to make. If you find yourself in a relationship in which you're losing yourself, you're not staying true to the things that you love to do, and you're not doing them together, or I don't know, I guess I'm thinking right off the top of my head of somebody's wife going, well, he loves to golf and I hate it and I don't want to go golf, those kind of things. But for the bigger picture, you're describing something that is key for everybody. A lot of people find, and I can relate to that too, to lose yourself and the things that you love to do inside a relationship. And I think that's a really key thing to look at, that you might need to be thinking about taking the relationship in a different direction.
Well, the reason why I felt like I was losing
taking
myself
you in a different direction
is because I didn't give myself the credit that I deserved when I was doing all the things that I was doing. I was still searching myself. I'm a person that searches their self to the ends of the earth, in the sense of my soul, my spirit, my mind, how I feel, because I come from the perspective of love in everything that I do. So I still had traumatic problems since I was a kid with my family dynamic. My pops was real abusive and physically abusive to especially my brother and my mom, and that played a big part in how I react when I get angry, or I had a short fuse, and I found myself not being able to control that. It's because I had lack of knowledge, for one thing, and then for another, I didn't give myself the respect that I deserved, in the sense that I didn't, how you can engage with somebody who wants to argue with you, instead of having the understanding, I don't have to argue with you. I'll shut down. That it's not necessary to raise your voice and get angry and sometimes throw things. My pop would throw things, and I emulate that when I get angry. I did for years, and it's something it's a trauma that I had to heal, and I'm still really healing it, in the sense of it comes up every so often. In conversation with my baby here, and because it's something that when you're a kid, you're not supposed to be exposed to that. It takes your innocence away, and it makes you become grown, in a sense of understanding violence. Kids ain't supposed to understand violence that young, but I don't hold on to it in the sense of oh, poor me. Everybody gets, discipline and that sort of thing. But I'm saying, if you don't heal it, it stays with you, And I took that into two long relationships that I was in. One for 7.5 and one for 10. And when I get angry, which takes a lot for me to get angry, but once I'm there, those things will come out. And I think also, we settle a lot of times in life, but we also got to grow. So once you've grown, once you've learned something and you've grown, and you've had experiences in the past, you can't repeat those same mistakes, because you've learned, so you won't do that. But some of us, we learn and still go back and do it and expect a different result, and that's insanity. And I just kept doing that. I was a hamster on the wheel for so long.
But all it took, this is what's kind of cool.
Right.
In listening to you share that is that a couple points